Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am 38 weeks and 2 days pregnant. I think this will be titled 37 week update, but I'm going to update you literally right until this minute because little boy could come any day now, and the rest of my updates will probably just be sprinkled in throughout my normal vlogs and sit down videos. Okay, so my 37 week list is pretty short symptom wise, but like information wise with doctors, there's a lot. So going over the symptoms first, I am now full term at 37 weeks, which was just insane to me when that day hit. But I definitely have been more emotional. I don't know if it's hormones. I don't know if it's because I'm just progressively getting more uncomfortable. That honestly could be it as well. But just getting bigger, you know, everything is just stretching more, you know, all those things you just expect at this stage in the game. It's kind of funny because everyone's asking me like, are you over it? You look over it. Are you done? And I'm like, I mean, if he would come today, I mean, I'm 38 weeks at this point. I'm like, if he comes today, I'm fine with it, but I don't want to say I'm over it because I could have a week or more left. And if I tell myself I'm over it and I'm done at this point, then, you know, I'm just going to keep going more downhill. So I'm feeling okay. Yes, emotional. Yes, big. Yes, sleeping is horrible. Heartburn has gotten so much worse. But other than that, overall, I'm doing well. Lightning crotch is a thing. It's a daily thing, probably 2 or 3 times a day. And I still jump and like make a little like, oh, like every time. It's a surprise factor. Yes, it's a little painful, but it's more the surprise factor. And yeah, going out in public, it's only happened a couple times in public, but it's definitely embarrassing. But one thing I did write down was my back pain is progressively getting worse, which it's not too bad. You know, I've lived with back pain for years, so to me it's not like the end of the world, but I do see it kind of increasing day by day, especially at night. Oh, I'm just so stiff when I get up and go to the restroom, which is like every 45 minutes at this point. Got this little guy just sitting right on my bladder. Sometimes it feels like a bowling ball is just on my bladder or on my intestines, so that's fun. But the back pain, I'm just trying to stretch. You know, I sit on my yoga ball 24/7, which I've told you guys, this is actually probably one of the first times I've sat anywhere else in a very long time, and I'm pretty comfortable here on the edge of the bed, so I'm gonna note that. Not too many new cravings or anything. Still loving pumpernickel croutons. Still loving root beer whenever, you know, I have that, which is very rare, but I kind of want one right now. I should call Will and have him get me one. On occasion, he'll stop after work and grab me one. Butterfingers have been sounding really good, but I've only purchased them twice, so trying not to like buy a massive bag of Halloween candy and eat it all. Just trying to stay away from that because Halloween candy is just everywhere right now, and it's rough. Anyway, woo, that storm. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I certainly see it. I would say those are all my symptoms and kind of like the general updates up to this point of 38 weeks and 2 days. However, there's life updates and doctor updates. So, life update is I'm officially on maternity leave as of technically like last week, but I was finishing up some YouTube stuff, lots of nesting stuff. So today is kind of my first day of just hanging out. Like, I haven't really done anything today, and it's almost 3 p.m. and it's weird. I'm so not used to it. I'm actually going to be filming a week in the life on Baby Watch for you guys, so we can just kind of hang out and see what I get up to. I have a list of things in my phone of like things I wanted to do, but I just never have time to do, so we might hit up a couple of those things. We'll see. But anyway, besides the point, just kind of like sitting around waiting at this point. So doctor wise, I did have a doctor's appointment since my last update. Blood pressure was doing okay. It's still at that borderline. It's not high, it's not perfect. It's just kind of like right below that line where they would consider it high. I actually lost a pound in that week, which he said, you know, don't worry about. It's probably water weight or whatever. I wasn't worried about it anyway. I'm like, okay, cool, stay in here. So I've gained 40 pounds, right? Yeah, sorry. Math, guys, with a pregnancy brain situation. So I've gained 40 pounds over the past 38 weeks. Wow, that's like a pound a week. Weird, just thought about it that way. Anyway, in my last update, I explained to you guys that my doctor wanted to schedule an induction because of my blood pressure being kind of on that borderline. He had explained inductions to me, you know, we had the whole conversation, and he pretty much said he wanted to induce me between 39 and 40 weeks. So in my brain, you know, it's closer to that 40-week mark. But when I ended up getting the call from the hospital, it was scheduled for the very first day of my 39th week, which I should have just expected. But I kind of felt uncomfortable with that. I really would love for my body to go into labor naturally if possible. I want to make sure baby is ready to go. I want to make sure that my body is ready to go, at least to some extent. And if you guys remember from my last update, I was completely closed, not progressed at all. And shocker, when I went back to this week's doctor's appointment, I was still completely closed. He said my cervix was a little bit softened, which is great, but it's not really enough to be mentioned. Like, I'm not technically effaced at all. He just said he can tell it's starting to soften. So at that point, I kind of brought up to him, you know, my body's not showing signs of being ready. My blood pressure has not gone over that line to be considered too high. Baby's heartbeat's great. Everything's looking great. My belly is measuring literally to the T, he said, of what he wants to see. So I kind of said, I don't really feel comfortable with an induction that early. And I asked if he would feel comfortable if I moved it, you know, to the next week, and not necessarily past my due date, just he wants to induce me on a Thursday, and I was like, can we just like wait the weekend, you know, like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in that range. I just want to do everything I can to try and go naturally, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But honestly, I would so much prefer to wait those next couple 3 or 4 days and have my body be at a 2 or a 3, then not wait those days and be at a 0 and start from 0, because inductions can be very, very long, very, very tiring. And you know, I'm down for that. Labor's tiring, I know, but inductions, the first stage can be 24 hours if you start from a 0. And then you start the active labor process. For a lot of women, that's how it works. That just doesn't seem ideal to me. And if there's no actual reason for me to be induced, I don't feel comfortable in my gut to go with it that early. Anyway, so I don't know. My intuition's saying no. I'm probably rambling right now because I'm still processing everything. My doctor did agree that if I felt the need to reschedule, I can. So he said, sleep on it, you know, call us the next day, which is literally today. So I called them today, and I'm just waiting to hear back to see if they have, you know, an option to reschedule or not. As of now, I am drinking all the raspberry leaf tea, eating all the spicy foods, all the pineapple. Will's giving me like the I can't talk. I'm out of breath and I can't talk. Pregnancy, dude. Where's you out? Anyway, so what was I even saying? What was I even saying, guys? Oh, Will's doing the acupressure points that are supposed to help with labor. Who knows if it actually works, but there's one like right here, and then there's one on the back of your shin, like around your ankle. You can just Google that and see like how to massage. We're doing that. doing squats, bouncing on my ball, hip circles, walking every single night. I want to do curb walking, but there are like no curbs around here, which is the weirdest thing. I used to live, can't talk again. I used to live up north and there were curbs everywhere. You couldn't find a neighborhood without curbs. Here in Florida, it's actually very rare and you only really find curbs at like restaurants and stuff. So I gotta go find myself some curbs to do some curb walking. That's not urgent right now, but if I get closer to like that actual induction date, I'm gonna be pulling out all the stops. I don't care if I'm the pregnant lady at Bahama Breeze doing laps. I really don't care. I will be that lady. But yeah, I've definitely been starting to do all those little things that could help my body prepare, could help it going into labor, just to avoid the induction. We still have a week until my induction date, and then if it gets moved further, then I'll have a week and a half, crossing fingers for that, or just that he decides to come on a random day. A few of you guys have reached out asking like how I'm doing mentally, and like I told you guys, I've definitely been more emotional in the past week or so, which has caused for a couple like rough days just because my emotions and like processing the induction stuff, and just honestly processing everything. It's just been a lot, and not knowing if he could come today or on his induction date in a week and a half, 2 weeks, you know. It's just, your mind just is always going. So I have had a rough day or two here, like I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. But overall, I feel like I've been doing a really good job of staying positive and just saying, little boy, come when you wanna come. Mom will be here when you're ready. And just trying to tell myself, you know, I've done everything I can to prepare, which as far as I know, I have. I have been doing my little meditations, at least like when I'm falling asleep at night, and just trying to prep my mind for it all. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you liked this update. I feel like it was a little all over the place, like my brain is these days. But you guys are officially caught up to date, and like I said, the rest of my little updates will be sprinkled throughout my videos. So I will see you guys all then. Bye!